Hello students, I know that everyone will be ready for the examination which is going to be conducted on 10th of December 2023. Okay, so as usual we will be discussing some objective questions for this term also. Okay, so first we will be discussing 25 questions. So these questions will be covering almost all the chapter of your syllabus. Okay, so we will start the discussion. So moving to first question, the tribunal may, with a view to bring to an end to the matters completed of in an application made to it, claiming relief from oppression and mismanagement. Okay, so this question is related to oppression and mismanagement. Oppression or mismanagement. Make an order for purchase of shares of any members of the company by any other member of the company either A or B, the central government. So this question is related to prevention of oppression and mismanagement, chapter 16 of Companies Act. So in that we have learnt section 242, powers of tribunal. When an application is given by certain class of members, tribunal will be passing certain orders. So in that the first or second point is related to purchase of shares of any member by any member or company. Okay, so the shares of any member can be purchased by any other member or the company. So the option would be, the answer would be either A or B. So the order passed by tribunal will be either to purchase the shares of members by another member or by the company. Okay, so this is related to section 242 of Companies Act. 242 of Companies Act. So moving to second question, the Reserve Bank may from time to time issue directions to any banking company or banking companies for resolution of. So these are the powers of banking company in section 35, 36, etc. Okay, so this is related to powers of banks. So this is resolution of stressed assets. Okay, RBI may issue direction to banking company for resolution of stressed asset. NPA is also a part of stressed asset. Okay, then moving to number 3, sponsor means any person holding not less than dash of paid up equity capital of an ARC. So asset reconstruction company, we specified ARC in Surfaci Act. So in Surfaci Act section 3, we have mentioned that if you want to obtain registration as ARC, one of the conditions is that sponsor should be proper and fit person. So person holding minimum 10% of capital is known as sponsor. So option is 10%. The provisions contained in 139 subsection 1, this is related to appointment of subsequent auditor. Very good. Is not applicable to which company? This is not applicable to government company. Okay, government company subsequent auditor is explained in section 139 subsection 5, which is 180 days from the commencement of financial year. Any person who purchases goods for dash is consumer. Can you tell me which chapter is this? Exactly, Competition Act 2002. Okay, so in Competition Act it is specified that in 2F, consumer means a person who buys, avail services for which price is paid, partly paid or partly promised, which is for resale, commercial purpose or personal use. So the answer would be any of this. Okay, then any money transferred to unpaid dividend account. So this is chapter dividend, which remains unpaid for dash from the date of such transfer shall be transferred by the company along with interest accrued, if any, to the IEPF. So how many years? 7 years. That's very simple question. Then general insurance business means for fire, marine, miscellaneous insurance. This is all or any of this. Every reporting entity shall maintain records of documents evidencing identity of its dash and dash. Reporting entity, where it was? Yes, it is in Prevention of Money Laundering Act. So they have to maintain the identity and records of clients and beneficial owners. In case of board meeting, the quorum is required to be present only at the commencement, at the time of passing each and every. See, quorum as per 174 subsection 1 specifies that number of directors who are competent to vote. So that means at the time of passing each and every resolution, quorum should be present. Okay. Then the registrar or inspector making an inspection or conducting an inquiry shall have the power to make copies, place identification mark, summon and enforce the attendance of persons. So answer is all of this. Section 206 and 207 of Companies Act. Okay, this is specified in 206. Then at every dash, board shall lay the financial statement of the company and consolidated financial statement of the company and all of subsidiaries and associate company. Okay, so this is section 129 subsection 2. This is at every AGM. Board of Directors shall lay the financial statement. So in 129 we have learned our consolidated financial statement, right? Okay, so that should be laid at AGM. Then reappointment of managing director, whole-time director or managing director shall not be made earlier than dash before the expiry of his term. Okay, so I have explained to you that reappointment can be made from 4th year. One term of consecutive 5 years will be the tenure of MD, manager, whole-time director. Reappointment can be made from 4th year. So that made earlier than 1 year before the expiry of term. Okay, so you cannot reappoint before 1 year before the expiry of term. After that you can reappoint. That means after or starting of the 4th year, from the starting of the 4th year you can reappoint. Okay, this question is being asked in an indirect way, right? You got that. Then an application proposing a compromise or arrangement may be made to the tribunal. This is section 230 of Companies Act. Company, creditor, liquidator. This is any of this. So this is the first part of section 230, compromise arrangement. Okay. Any person who is below the age of dash years is disqualified to be appointed as director. See, for appointment as director, there is no specific age mentioned by the Act, but for obtaining DIN, you have to attain 18 years. So a person who is below 18 years will be disqualified to be appointed as director. The options are 70, 25 and 65. So answer would be none of this. So don't confuse with the appointment of MD, managing director. In that it is specified that 21 years will be the minimum age to become MD, manager or whole-time director. Okay, yes. Dash is the adjudicating authority in the case of companies, LLP and enforcement of personal guarantees related to corporate debtors. Corporate debtors is related to Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. So adjudicating authority for corporate person will be NCLT, National Company Law Tribunal, and for others it would be Debt Recovery Tribunal. Good. Section dash shall apply to all foreign companies. See, section 379 of Companies Act specifies that section 380 to 386 and 392 and 393. Okay, so both A and B shall be applicable to every foreign companies. Yes. Then current account transfer for which approval of central government is required in foreign exchange management current account transaction rules. See, current account transfer for which approval of central government is required are contained in, see, we have learned 3 provisions, right? That is transactions which are prohibited, which is in rule 3, read with schedule 1. Transaction which need approval of central government, rule 4, read with schedule 2. So the answer would be schedule 2. Then RBI approval will be required for transaction which are specified in rule 5 along with schedule number 3. Okay. A person who fails to get appointed as director in general meeting cannot be appointed as additional director. Very good. Additional director. 161 subsection 1. Okay. A person who fails to get appointed in general meeting cannot be appointed as additional director. Good. Which of the following is not the objective of PMLA? To prevent and control money laundering. Exactly, that is objective. To confiscate and seize the property. To generate profit for an individual or group. That is not the objective of Money Laundering Act. To deal with any of the matters, that is also an objective of money laundering. A company has 9 directors on 1/1/2016. The office of 2 directors have fallen vacant on 2/1/2016. See, 9 directors in total, vacant 2 directors. So total strength would be 7. 7 into 1/3 will be the quorum. It will be 2.3, 2 point something. So that will be 3. So the option is 3. Okay. Then Mr. Saxena is director of Sivalakshmi Limited, which failed to file its annual return from financial year 15-16. The maximum period for which he will be disqualified to become director in public company. This is 164 subsection 2, which when 164(2) is attracted, the disqualification will be for a period of 5 years. Okay. Member of IRDA may relinquish his office by giving in writing to central government notice of not less than, okay, sorry, notice of minimum 3 months. It is a typing error. Okay. Then every banking company shall transfer to reserve fund a sum equal to minimum dash. How many percentage? How much percentage? That is 20%. Okay. RBI has requested all the banks to transfer 25%, but as per section 17 of Banking Regulation Act, it is 20%. Okay. Director's responsibility statement shall disclose to us whether director had taken and proper sufficient care for maintenance of adequate accounting records, safeguarding the assets, preventing and detecting fraud, irregularities. That is all of this. Okay. So this is in contents of board's report 134 subsection 3. Okay. Then last question of this part. A person can be director in 20 companies, 165 subsection 1, excluding, for computing 20 companies, we will be excluding dormant companies and section 8 companies. Okay. Then for computing 10 companies, we would be excluding section 8 companies. Okay. So is that clear? Yes. So we will be meeting in the next session. Thank you.